Today you'll be joining me from the beautiful Sloan's Lake in Denver, Colorado. It's on the edge of Denver, the west side. There's many places to picnic, to just enjoy the water's edge and green grass. It's about 2.5 miles around if you wanted to take a walk or a jog with a friend. It's also the historic space of the Dragon Boat Festival in Denver. And today it's going to be the spot for our yoga practice as we focus on the element of water and all that has to offer. So welcome, my name is Jenny, filming for Beautiful Feet Wellness, and I hope that you guys enjoy this practice. Go ahead and come to the top of your mat. Place your feet underneath your hips. Lift your toes up off the ground and then set them back down. Think about pressing through all four corners of your feet and then lift your arches as you engage your quads, coming up your legs. Roll your shoulders up, back, and down. Palms face your sides. Slight tuck in your chin. Looking forward. Breathe. You can close your eyes here and just feel powerful. Feel at ease, but also feel sturdy in your grounding. Notice the air around you. Notice any noises, anything you smell. And then actively begin to choose what you allow become a part of your practice and what you allow to just be there. Just nice big deep breaths. Breathe. When you're ready, inhale your arms up. Grabbing your left hand or your left wrist, stretch up a little higher, and then begin to stretch over to the side. Good, and then come back to center. Inhale, get a little taller, and exhale, stretch to the other side. And inhale, back up. Exhale, cactus arms, baby back from here, or as big as you'd like. And inhale, arms back up. Grabbing your hands once more, and then beginning to lean back a little bit more. And exhale, let it bring you all the way down forward. Forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, fold. Good. Inhale, come all the way back up. Arms stretch overhead, look up. And exhale, hands meet at heart center. If you have an intention for today, feel free to set that. Joining me here at Sloan's Lake, the intention for my practice and how I will guide you today is to be like water, flexible, to be fluid, to be clear, to be giving, life-giving. Making an impression where you go. Some things you go through, some things you go around, some things you carry with you. Ready? Inhale those arms back up. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Find a nice long spine here. Roll your shoulders back. And exhale, fold. Plant your hands and step your feet back into a plank position. And then begin to lower all the way down. Untuck your toes, roll your shoulders back, and let that help you breathe bring yourself up for cobra. Keeping your hips on the ground. Breathe. Find that length through your chest. And exhale, lower back down. Retuck your toes. Send it back to your knees. And then as if you're coming into child's pose, raise those hips up for downward dog. Spread your fingers nice and wide so you get a nice grip on that mat. And then press it back. Bend your knees generously. Send your hips even further back. And then straighten them again. Good. Inhale, walk to the top of your mat. Exhale, breathe. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, forward fold. Let your head become heavy here. Keep breathing. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, fold. Inhale, rise all the way up. And exhale, hands to your heart center. Good, one more time through sun salutation A. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, fold again. Plant your hands, walk your feet back into plank, chaturanga. This time you can lower all the way down or halfway, and then bring it through for upward facing dog. Breathe. Good, and press it back, downward facing dog. Inhale, look forward, and exhale, begin to walk your feet up to meet your hands. Inhale, halfway lift, and exhale, fold. Come to the front of your feet a little bit. Don't always be rocking back in your heels. Finding a nice stretch back through those hamstrings. Inhale, come all the way up. Exhale, hands meet at heart center. Be intentional about your movements. Notice little bits and pieces of them along the way. Good. Inhale, come on up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, forward fold. Plant your hands, walk your feet back into that plank position, and then send it back into downward dog. Good. From here, begin to lift your right leg up into the air. Finding nice length here. And then begin to bend that knee, open up your hip to the side. And you stack your hips, square them off to your mat, and then bring that foot through for a lunge. Find a sturdy base here, and then begin to make your way up. Nice crescent lunge here. Breathe. And take your body from being far forward over your leg, pull it back. Good. Inhale, straighten that front leg. And exhale, rebend, get a little deeper. Good, let your hands come down, straighten that front leg, fold over. Breathe into that front leg, trying to square your hips off towards the front of your mat. Ready, rebend that leg, coming into your lunge, placing your left hand on the ground, open up for your twist. Trying to pull that front hip back. Good. Place your hand back down on the mat. Step your foot back. Chaturanga. Lower down halfway. Pull your chest through. Upward facing dog. Breathe. Find the sense of wonder in your yoga. Press it back. Downward facing dog. Good. Moving to the other side. Inhale. Left leg up. Find the length first. Refine your downward dog. When you're ready, bend that knee, open up your hip to the other side. Good. Re-square off your hips, and then bring that leg through for a lunge. If it doesn't make it, you can help it get there. And then once you have found a nice sturdy place in your lunge, good grounding through your feet, begin to make your way on up for crescent lunge. Roll your shoulders back, inhale, arms up. Inhale, straighten that front leg with control. Exhale, sink a little bit lower. Check back in with your intention. Like ripples on the water, takes one small stone and we can make a big change. Good. Inhale, straighten that front leg. Let your hands sweep down and around. Frame your front foot. Square off your hips to the front of your mat. So you're not open to the side. Your hips aren't open to the side here. You're really trying to get them. This is where if you had headlights right here, they would point towards the front of your mat. Breathe into that front leg. And if you need to back off, you can go anywhere along this front leg. If you have blocks here, you can also use those. Or bring your hands to your hips. Good. Put a bend back in that front knee. Placing your right hand on the ground. Open up for a twist. That hand back down, send your foot back, chaturanga of your choice, upward facing dog or cobra. Good, press it back, downward dog. From here you're just going to walk your hands back, bend your knees generously and roll on up, letting those arms come all the way up, and then like rain you're just going to let your fingertips run down. Nice curl in your spine and roll it out. Good, into your plank. Rolling onto the knife edge of your left foot. Inhale, right arm up, side plank. Good, from here, begin to place your hand back down, coming onto the knife edge of your right foot now. Side plank on the other side, left arm lifts. Breathe. Come back to normal plank. And then lower all the way down onto your belly. Untuck your toes. Roll your shoulders back. Cobra. And if you'd like, you can either leave your hands right here peel yourself up, or if you'd like to straighten them and you just can't find that flexibility in your spine, you can move them closer towards the top of your mat. and lower back down. Awesome. We're going to go for some upward facing boat pose here. So go ahead and grab your ankles. If you have a strap or a sweatshirt, you can lasso your ankles. Let your shoulder blades come together as if you're pinching a pencil on your back. And that'll help keep your knees in as well. And then just begin to lift if you haven't already. Breathe. Feel the nice slight rocking motion, as if you're on the lake. Ride the wave of your breath. When you're ready, release your ankles. Go ahead and lay your face down on one side of your mat. Let your arms come next to your sides, palms up. Just breathe. Good. Begin to place your hands back underneath your shoulders. Take a nice grounding breath. Pausing at the exhale to really just feel steady. And then when you're ready, you can press yourself back up onto your knees, back into downward dog, or you can reverse your chaturanga here and come all the way up. Press it back, downward dog. Inhale, you're going to lift that right leg back up. Exhale, you're going to open up your hips to the side. And you can feel free to stay here, get this nice hip stretch, work on making your weight even between your hands still. Or you can begin to flip it all the way for Wild Thing. Straightening that leg that's still on your mat. Breathe, open up your chest. Good, and then begin to look back towards your mat and allow that to bring you back to center. Lift that leg back up in the air, right leg back up in the air. Bring it through for your lunge. Good. Breathe into your lunge. Refind your grounding. When you're ready, lift up, crescent lunge. Inhale, straighten that front leg. Exhale, sink it down even further. Good. Let your shoulders drop down your back. Find the ease. Enjoy the stretch. Good. As you inhale, let it bring you up. Arms come around, straighten that front leg. Fold over. You can keep your back heel lifted here, or you can bring it down if that's more in your practice. Whatever gives you that nice grounding, so you can really lengthen through this front leg, expanding through the back of it. Find length in your chest as you fold over your front leg. Good. When you're ready, rebend into that front leg. Placing your hand on the ground, open up for a twist. And then let that arm come back as you follow your gaze with your hand. Good, and let that hand come all the way back around to the inside of your front foot. You can heel toe your foot out a little bit. And two options here. You can always come down to your elbows, which is very typical. You can just stay up here, pressing this leg out to the side, getting a nice stretch. You can drop your back knee, do the same thing. you'd like to take another variation, you can always let these toes pop off the ground, reach around, and then press into your hand. Opening up your hips, opening up your chest, breathe. Good, and from here, release your foot gently. Place your hand back on the ground, lifting that knee off the ground. And then you're just going to begin to work that knee in as you set down. Leg crossing over the top. Now if it didn't look quite like that whenever you tried it, that's okay. You just want to end up with your right leg on top, alright? And then pressing in so that the tops of your feet are really pressing into the ground. You can use that to kind of manipulate your hips. And if your knees aren't stacked straight in a line, that's okay too. Roll your shoulders back, sit up nice and tall. And then with this right knee on top, we're going to take our right hand on the bottom around our back. You can kind of help your elbow get there, or you can grab onto the back of your shirt. Coming into cow face pose, take this other arm up and reach back for your hand. Now this bind is really good to try, but if it's frustrating you because you're just not getting it, feel free to fold over the front of your leg and you're going to get a really deep hip stretch here. Or if you're really loose through your shoulders and maybe not through your hips, feel free to let go and just fold over your legs. Find length in your spine though. Breathe. Find joy in your practice. Breathe. Good. And then we're going to come out of this the same way we came in. So just release your hands nice and gently. Stretch out your fingertips. And then take your weight to the front of your mat. Release this front foot so that it's flat on the ground. And then untwist yourself, coming back into your plank, chaturanga, or you can skip it, meeting me in downward dog. Good, walk your hands back to meet your feet, bend your knees, roll on up. And then gather everything, gather love, gather peace, and exhale, hands to your heart center. Gather gratitude. Breathe. Good. Take those arms back up, gather, and then rain it down onto your mat, onto you. Inhale, halfway lift. And then exhale, fold. Good. Begin to walk your hands out. Finding that nice plank position here. And then begin to lower all the way down to your belly. Roll your shoulders back. Inhale up, cobra. And exhale, lower. Good, tuck your toes, roll your shoulders back. Pressing back up through plank, send it back, downward facing dog. Other side, left leg lifts high. Find that length. And sometimes when we lift our leg up, somehow we get in this half plank, half downward dog. So go ahead and just send it back into that downward dog. Recommit to the pose. Find energy through the toes that are lifted, through the toes that are on the ground. Breathe here, and then begin to bend your knee, open up your hip to the side. And again, stay here, working on the grounding on all 10 fingers. Or begin to flip it for Wild Thing. Straightening your leg that's on the mat. Arm stretches overhead, open up your chest, open up your hips. Breathe, enjoy. Then when you're ready, begin to look back towards your mat. Let that bring you back. leg goes high. Bring it through for a lunge. If it didn't make it, help it. Good. And then again, find your grounding through your feet. When you're ready, come on up, crescent lunge. Inhale, straighten that front leg. Embrace the wobble, find the stillness. Exhale, sink a little lower into that crescent lunge. Again, making sure we're not forward like this. Really take it back and you'll feel the stretch right here. Yes. Breathe. Awesome. Good. Take a nice inhale. And on your exhale, let your arms sweep around, straightening that front leg. Breathe into it. Again, working at squaring those hips off to the front of your mat instead of open to the side. Find length in your spine, length in your chest, and you can fold a little more, or maybe not. Good. And then begin to bend that front knee, placing your right hand on the ground. Open up for a twist. And then again, begin to send that hand back as if you're reaching for the back of your mat. And let your gaze follow. And let that hand come all the way down towards the inside of your front foot. You can heel toe it out to the side, and again, feel free to stay here or lower down. Or you can place that back knee on the ground and just begin to open up by pressing on the inside of your thigh. And then if you'd like, you can pop up that back foot and reach for it. And then press into your hand with your foot. Gently let that foot go, tucking your back toes to lift your knee up off the ground. And then you're going to send this knee underneath your other leg for cow face pose on the other side. Now I'm facing the back so you can really get a good angle on what my arms are doing behind me. But if you remember, we're trying to stack our knees on top of each other. Press our feet into the mat, the tops of our feet into the mat. Good. And with that left leg on top, you're going to take that left arm on bottom. And see, I have quite a bit of mobility here, but you might be right here. And then just kind of find the edge of your shirt and hold on. And you can also just hold on anywhere along the top of your shirt. Or if you think there's a little more and you just can't naturally like put it there, find that elbow. Work it around, good contortion style here, right? And then take that top arm, nice and high, and find your hand. If you didn't find your hand, find your shirt. Sit up nice and tall. And then just release your bind. Maybe flex out your fingers a time or two. And then the same way we got in, you're just going to place your foot back on the ground. Hands come to the front of your mat, unwind, send your foot back, and then lower all the way down to your belly. Inhale, roll your shoulders back, come on up, and then exhale, lower. Finding that upward facing bow one more time. So you can take a rest here if you need it, just lay on the side of your face, or pull those feet back up. Really flexing those toes, pressing into your hands, allowing that to lift you up off the ground. Breathe. And it's okay if you rock with your breath. It's actually kind of fun. Find some play. Just be grateful for the breath that's in your body. Enjoy it. Good. Lift a little bit higher. And then release. Let your head come to the other side. Palms face up. Good. Place your hands underneath your shoulders. Find that grounding breath. Pausing at the bottom of your exhale. Preparing yourself to move once more. And then press it back to your knees. And then widen those knees as wide as you'd like on your mat. And send it back for child's pose. You can really press into your hands here and get your hips closer to the ground, closer to your feet. When you're ready, coming on up into tabletop, you're going to just keep walking those knees so you can sit on down onto your mat. And then what would be a practice by the lake without some good old boat pose? All right, so you choose your boat for today. So you can just be here. Feet on the ground, roll your shoulders back, nice long spine, and then you'll realize as you begin to lean back, your abs will engage, and you only go as far as you can keep those abs nice and engaged without rounding through your spine. Okay, other variations are you're here, you can have hands on or off. If it's in your practice, and you can find length here, full boat. If you're really stellar, you can let go, but I may not be today. But I am very content with my boat right here. So just breathe. When you're ready, placing those feet on the ground, make sure there's enough room behind you. And then lay all the way down onto your back. Letting those knees just rock side to side, giving your low back a massage. Good. Hug your knees into your chest. From here, take any final postures that you'd like. I'm going to come into happy baby, so I'm going to reach between my legs, grabbing my feet, inside, outside, ankles. You can even grab back here or anywhere along your shins. And then you can stay here and just rock side to side, finding that nice rocking motion. Or you can begin to kick into your feet, finding some play. When you're ready, find that stillness, let your knees sink into your armpits. And then let your legs come into your chest, give them a nice hug. Be thankful for them. And then let your legs go long for Shavasana. Breathe. Relax your face. Take it in. Let your practice settle into your body. Take a nice big inhale. And exhale, release. Inhale, nice and big. Exhale, release. When you're ready, take your right arm over your head, rolling over onto your side. Just breathe. Check in here again. Relaxing that top arm, relaxing your top foot, relaxing your hip. When you're ready, press yourself back up onto a seat. You can have your eyes closed or you can open them here. Whatever is comfortable for you. Good. And you can have your hands in lotus so your pinkies touch and your thumbs touch. Live on the water. Find their grounding, find their strength, find their nutrients all there. Find their home there. Again, just coming back to that intention of being like water. Just being able to go through life on a journey. Noticing the things around us, leaving little bits of us behind, knowing that that energy will be taken back up into the universe, back up through evaporation to make clouds that will bring shade, that will bring the rain, and back down and nourish the earth, nourish the people around us, that we can make waves big or small. Some are peaceful, others, even though they're big, are still peaceful, like the ocean. I hope that you find the purity of water in your life, in your thoughts towards yourself and others. I hope you find that peace that comes, whether it's being as still as a lake or the crashing waves in the ocean. I hope that you embrace the storms, you embrace the nourishment, and embrace the life that you've been given. Namaste.